Hey guys, wholeness. I'm not really gonna send out no invites because I'm kind of pressed for time. um, so the other day on my live, I read chapter 2 of Cybernetics, right? And something that really stuck out to me is when it said, "Don't think of man as having as a machine. Think of man as having a machine." Right? So I've had, a few of these experiences. One where I was on ayahuasca and I saw myself glitch. I was glitching like a robot, like a computer. After that, I came out with this idea like, if I'm super sophisticated AI, that means I can download and delete programming as I please. I would just have to look at that shit and figure it out the same way I do like when I'm doing computer shit. The issue is that we have multiple programs that we can be running on, right? So sometimes it's an emotional program, right? Wholeness Rashawn. Hey, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me. Right? So sometimes we could be running on an emotional program, and it makes figuring our way through whatever the situation more difficult. You know what I'm saying? The emotions can be tricky, you know? Because you can be having an emotion for something, and then you're basically only having the emotion because of the perspective, the program that you're running. So recently I decided to do something. There was like this program that I just couldn't master, and I'm gonna be real, the program was a sort of relationship. You know what I'm saying? We got these family ties. We have friendship ties. We have relationship ties. We have all kinds of ties, guys, and these things work like the same way you see the circuitry on a motherboard, right? So, butterflies. So, I don't know. I just decided that that program was no longer, right, the said priority. And it was just like, boom. Suddenly, new programs are running, right? And I'm realizing, sometimes, you know what I mean? Sometimes I have people say certain things to me, right? And the program states that I need to snap or whatever. Because it's like, where did they come off at? But now that I'm considering other programs, like people just working from whatever they got in them. Really has nothing to do with you. As a matter of fact, you might be a catalyst. This might be something that they're seeing in you that is just, it's like literally blowing their circuits. And this is the way they're choosing to communicate. But what does that have to do with you? And boom, I changed that program, and it's like energy conservation. I don't even have nothing to say. And I'm good. So I'm like, this is why they call it character, because if you don't like the role you're playing, change it. There's nothing to say that you have to do it this way and you have to be this way. You are going to be the program operator. You're going to be the one. I love you too, Trina. Thank you. And so a lot of us, right, I notice are stating like how the emotions have been bubbling to the top, right? And whether they be positively constructive emotions or negatively constructive emotions really is all dependent on whatever you are putting in here, because you're in control of that. So I just want to say that, as long as it's not like that uncontrollable grief sobbing, right? What I notice is that all these tears are cleansing. It's cleansing as fuck. Afterwards, my thoughts are really clear. It's almost as though I am watering the new self-image. And on top of it, I feel like the ancestors right in that water. You know what I'm saying? It's like I said, it's always clarity and wisdom that comes after. So, right, I've been learning now to enjoy the cry and to love the cry and love the sensitivity and realize that is the real me reacting, and it is what it is. And that I think we need to feel a little bit more. But we need to feel from within. It's amazing, right? We'll be like, somebody made us feel this way. But it was your own body that was sending off chemicals, right? It was your muscles that were moving and facial expressions and reactions, and your mind forming the response and your throat giving it. And yet we give so much power to other people. Take your power back. And that's why you're crying. You're crying because you're kind of like in a mourning, to be honest. You know what I'm saying? You're like, yo, I wish you love, but I have to. I have to evolve at this point. So choose the character that is evolving. You know what I'm saying? I've been stepping into these like archetypal type of energies, right? And I've been playing out with it. So I'll step into one for a day, and then I send out projections of me exuding that specific archetypal energy, and people's responses are exactly as they would be. Imagination is God, guys. Use it. And that's one thing, like, this is why the information must move from your brain to your bones. You know what I'm saying? Because once you do, the imagination is going to take everything that you've ever learned, and it's going to make that shit so fire that you are Merlin. You are the wizard. Because quite honestly, this shit is going to turn into some Harry Potter type shit. Okay, y'all? So use your imagination. Be free. Be who you need to be and not who everybody else is telling you to be. Change it. Choose the character. Choose the role. You were always given that choice. I love you. Later.